Hey everyone, Tin Man here with some more Big Boss gameplay in Dota Underlords. And let's see what this game has in store for us. Ooh, nice start. Anytime you get 3 of a kind in the opening round, you're generally going to want to lock the shop so that you can pick up all 3 on round 2, and then you'll have a 2-star unit. Luckily, Anti-Mage is one of the best $1 units to pick up. 1 cost units, not $1 unit. That's my American bias coming through. Calling everything dollars when it's really just one generic gold icon. But Anti-Mage is really good in the early game. He kind of falls off into the later game as he doesn't really fit into too many compositions outside of Demon Hunters, which I played in the last video, and it was a ton of fun, but hopefully we can go a little bit different direction here with this one. Let's see what item we get to start off. Oh, are we going to go Demon Hunters again? Alright, I'm down for Demon Hunters again. Let's pick up the Strange Bedfellows. This is pretty much an ideal start here for a Demon Hunter build. Pick up 2-star Anti-Mage with Strange Bedfellows. Now we just need to get as many demons as possible. Ideally, Terrorblade is the most important Demon Hunter to pick up, but then Queen of Pain as well as Chaos Knight. And let's see what else. Let's scout around here. So we got 2 people going with Warlock global items, a couple people on Bloodseeker, 3 people picked up Bloodseeker. I really am not a fan of Bloodseeker. I'm kind of surprised to see so many people picking that up here. He's a good, he's a reasonable early game unit. He's not even that great at 2-star, but he definitely is only really viable in the early game. Once you get into the late game, Bloodseeker, if he's not 3-star, he definitely becomes a liability because he'll just die to any crowd control effect because he'll be taking damage all the time. Here, I think Blightstone's probably the best item. Cloak and Tranquil Boots are fine, but nothing amazing. A lot of the tier 1 items are pretty similar in value, and I wouldn't fault you for taking any of them. Cloak, I think, is probably one of the worst. And we can put our Queen of Pain in and pick up, I guess, Bounty Hunter as our next $1 unit. So even if Demon Hunters doesn't really work out, we can play Assassins. We mentioned that we needed Queen of Pain as a demon, so now our Anti-Mage does a ton of more damage, 30% more damage. And of course, Queen of Pain is just one of the better 2-cost units. She deals very high damage with her just auto attacks and the demon passive, as well as her AoE, which she didn't cast here, but the AoE does quite a bit of damage. It does 200 AoE to pretty much anybody who's 3 cells away from her, which is a pretty big range. And that'll obviously pad her damage numbers. And our final item to start here, ooh, Tooth and Claw is another great early item. But we have no demons or no savages, and we're probably not going to play them. You know, I'm just going to pick up another Blightstone. I have not been a huge fan of the Warlocks or their Warlock ability, their item rather, after the rework. Let's put another Queen of Pain in and pick up another Anti-Mage. And then hopefully we win the round and we can use that extra gold to buy like Timbersaw, who's going to be a better frontlining tank rather than like Warlock or Nature's Prophet. But yeah, ever since the rework on Warlocks about a week ago, I've not really liked going more than 2 Warlocks, and only Warlocks in builds where you already have a defensive synergy, such like Warriors or Knights, because the healing is much more effective when you have another defensive synergy to kind of compound the amount of health that you gain. I think some people have tried to go for the like 4 and 6 Warlock builds, and I just don't think it's very good. I'll try to remember to buy the units that I say I'm going to buy, even though I'm talking and possibly getting distracted, and also keep the tab up here so we can track the synergies a little bit better. So right now we've got Demon, 1 Demon Hunter, and some progress towards Elusive and Assassin. So now we can pick up, well, we're going to pick up another Anti-Mage, and then I think it's pretty obviously Treant and Luna. Both of those are elusive, and I think they go well with the fact that we need a front line, and we may be playing elusive if demons don't work out all that great. Or we can just play 3 elusive along with demons. Treant would just be a really good frontliner regardless. This looks a little bit problematic. A 2-star Treant, but we killed off the rest of their board before Treant really got to do his thing. So yeah, we just crushed right through those. Let's check the DPS numbers on that. Yeah, look at Anti-Mage. The Queen of Pains didn't even use their AoE, and we still just burned right through them. Yeah, Treant Protector at 2 stars is very good in this early game, but not if he gets burned down that quickly. His real value is in the longer fights where he can cast his ability, heal up everybody for the full duration, and then get, 1,000+ points of healing. Oh my goodness. This game just wants me to play Anti-Mage this game. Luckily, because we're already kind of committed to the Anti-Mage plan. I'm actually just going to sell off this Clockwork and then level up here so that we get our second Anti-Mage in. And we can still maintain our front line with Timbersaw. I kind of have him offset like this so that Timbersaw has kind of the biggest zone of control. Most people are going to target Timbersaw. And then the anti-mages can kind of come in on the side and not take as much aggro. See, this anti-mage has 1 person attacking him. This one has 0. And if we had done different formation, maybe this anti-mage gets burned down just faster than Timbersaw does. And then of course they don't get to burn their mana as much, and they're our big damage dealers. So this positioning I think is ideal to try to get the aggro onto Timbersaw. The positioning for Queen of Pain doesn't really matter. Since they're assassins, they're going to jump immediately at the start of combat regardless, and I don't know if there's really much sense in trying to control where they're going to jump, because they're just going to jump. So we're on a nice early winning streak here. What? No anti-mage? We've been getting an anti-mage in basically every pack so far. I feel a little bit cheated out here. Alright, well, we'll pick up a second Luna. Unless I want to sell off to try to grab interest. No, I don't think we can. We'd have to sell off $4 or at least $3 worth of units, and I'm not really interested in keeping Bounty Hunter. But then or Tiny, but that's only $2 worth. I really am interested in keeping these elusive units, especially because we're going to pick up the second Luna here. So there's not really a place to sell off here to get up to 9 or 10 gold, so I'm not going to sell off. So we're going to pick up the Luna, and then we've got 5 gold here, or 4 gold. We're going to go up to 5. I guess Venno Tusk. Puck is an elusive, but Puck is not a very good early game elusive. Puck is mainly there for synergies. The Dragon and Mage specifically, which are kind of more late game synergies and not really the ones we're going for here. Luckily we're on a good win streak. This turn we'll probably sell off for interest. Oh, hello, Luna. Yes, please, I will play a 2-star Luna. I guess over the Queen of Pain. One of them. This is per unique demon, so when you have 2 Queen of Pains, you don't double dip on that. And I'm going to sell off Venno, Tusk, and Bounty Hunter. Kind of the lower tier ones that I was not terribly interested in holding on to, so we get interest this turn no matter what. And yeah, that 2-star Luna is going to be a real big deal for us. Is she out DPSing these anti-mages? Oh yeah, she is. That bounce damage effect is just so powerful. So now we've got 2 really good elusive units. So I'm not entirely sure that we're going to go full-on Demon Hunters, where we could pick up Terrorblade and maybe play Warriors with Doom. But we may end up in a more elusive focus build that just has Terrorblade and maybe Queen of Pain in there, just kind of for fun, on the side, with Treant and other elusives up in the front line. And maybe we go 3 or 6 elusive, along with a couple of demons. I think I'm just going to sell off the Tiny here so that we grab interest. I don't have anything great to put in. I guess I could put in Chaos Knight if I decide to level up. I don't think I need to level up, though. I think we're really strong. And I think we could even beat most 6-person compositions. Maybe I could have scouted a little bit better and checked to see who leveled up to 6 and think if we can beat them. So I kind of played it greedy there. I kind of got, I took a little risk in trying to keep my win streak going and collect maximum interest, which did pay off. But if we had lost that round, it would have been a little bit bad, where I could have like leveled up and put in the Chaos Knight, which is probably better than this. Actually, I probably should have just sold off Timbersaw to buy Chaos Knight, because this increases the damage of my... Oh no, it doesn't. I don't have Terrorblade. I can't play multiple demons. Right. I gotta have Terrorblade first. Okay, so this was... I think I played it correct then. I think it was fine. Pick up another Chaos Knight. We could just pick up more Knights. I think it's more likely than ever wanting these guys over here. Let's pick up these Knights, just in case we want to go like Troll Knights. Despite the fact that we have the Strange Bedfellows. If Terrorblade just doesn't show up, it's not really worth it to keep trying for Demon Hunters. But in the meantime, we'll take the strong value of Anti-Mage just hitting real hard here. Actually, for an extra 30% on both Anti-Mages, maybe it's worth it to drop the 50% bonus on these units. It's close. But Timbersaw is also a pretty good unit on its own. And Timbersaw is no slouch here in the early game. Oh no. Another Tooth and Claw. We could have had 2. No, I'll just pick up the Gloves of Haste. Silver Lining's a lot worse after its rework. We are in a winning streak, which is kind of the best possible scenario for it. Alright, now I think I'm going to sell off the Timbersaw just so I can grab interest. And then we're going to put in Treant instead. I think it's maybe a slight downgrade, because Timbersaw at 1 star is probably a bit better than Treant at 1 star. But for interest and also the elusive buff, it's probably worthwhile to make this swap. And now that interest locks in, we can pick up this Abaddon. And what else do we want? I don't know, Slark. In case we go Assassins. I don't think we're going to go Assassins. But let's take a look around the table. So we got 1 person on Warriors, Elementals. That's who we just played against. 1 player on Knights, 2 player on Knights. 1 on Elusive, very similar to me, like Elusive and Druids. And then 1 down here on Mages, and in between kind of scrappy Mages. Ooh, there's the Queen of Pain. Oh man, this pack is insane. This is an insanely good pack. Alright, can I sell off for interest? Am I gonna like commit to pick up these Shadow Fiends? You know what? Let's do this. Maybe I shouldn't have sold off Abaddon. I probably should have sold off Omni-Knight instead of Abaddon. But I'm greedy trying to pick up interest every single possible turn, because, you know, gold is king. In the early game here, an extra gold will just compound every turn. And now that interest is locked in, round's over, we can pick up these units. We're definitely going to go for 3-star Anti-Mage, so no matter what, we're fitting Anti-Mage into our composition in the late game. We're about to naturally level up, so I think we're going to put in Enchantress to get the Druid bonus. Now we got 2 Druids, and now we hopefully either Treant or... Well, hopefully Treant, but it's possible that Enchantress levels up, which would be a little bit less ideal. And now we've got a decision point. If we want to keep on grabbing interest here, we got to sell off $4 or $5 worth of units, which might mean Omni-Knight plus Batrider, and then hope we win the fight. Yeah, let's do that, because we're probably going to win. So now we have kind of committed to not Knights. Committed to not playing Knights. And we can pick up Enchantress after Interest locks in, which pretty much means we're into Demon Hunters again, which I'm okay with, because we have a good start for Demon Hunters. And as I've said before, Demon Hunters are very top 2 or bottom 2. Very little in between. So I think we can avoid bottom 2 with a strong start, which by definition means we're going to make top 2, right? Well, at least that's the hope. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that pack. That was insanity. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose the demon bonus if I try to put one of them in. I need Terrorblade. Because I have 2 stars on all my demons. So I can't realistically like cut something for it. I still think Luna's fine here. But now I just have really good options as soon as I find Terrorblade. I find Terrorblade, I basically swap out like Luna for Chaos Knight? And like level up to put Terrorblade in? Not how to put Shadow Fiend in. Do I have to cut like Treant at that point? And just have Chaos Knight be my frontliner? I don't have enough spots for all my 2-star units. It's a good problem to have, I suppose. But it's still a problem sometimes, right? Alright, we got to the Wolf round without losing a round. So that's always a good sign. Pick up the Anti-Mage, because now we're 1 away from a 3-star Anti-Mage. And I think I'm pretty well set at this point. Typically, I would advise like picking up the different units just because it's kind of free to pick up. But realistically, I know I'm not going to be playing any of these. I am firmly on board the Demon Hunter plan because of the 2-star Shadow Fiend and 2-star Chaos Knight that I do not want to have sitting on my bench for very long. I'd like to get them, you know, into play. The formation could have been inverted here against the Wolves. I could have taken my front line and moved them to the back line, but realistically, all my units are starred up and the Wolves aren't that difficult to beat. So we're fine no matter how you slice it. Okay, so now we're looking for some good items for a Terrorblade, which are either mana items to help him transform faster, or attack speed items to get him to gain mana and transform faster, or elusive targets. Sure. I don't actually know if this is very good for me. It might be horrible, actually. Alright, we're going to level up. And I can sell off these guys to clear some space. And I think I'm just going to throw in... I think it's fine to ditch a bonus here. Ditch the demon bonus. Because it'll increase... I mean, they're still good units even without the demon bonus. And the anti-mages just become really powerful. Much more powerful. They get an extra 30% damage boost. And they get the elusive buff, which is pretty sweet. I don't think I've ever actually played that. I've played a lot of games of Dota Underlords. I think this is probably the first time I've played the elusive global item. And it's interesting. It'll basically force people to attack the Chaos Knight as the first target, which really means Treant doesn't need to be up front. So how am I... Oh my god, there it is. Oh, there it is! We got the Anti-Mage! Okay, so now I guess we put in the Shadow Fiend. We're already losing the Demon bonus, might as well. And so I'm going to need Chaos Knight kind of a little more in front to grab aggro before they try to get on the Treant or Luna. And maybe I even put Enchantress over there just to try to protect the Shadow Fiend, because it's going to be the most vulnerable unit on this board. So now we're looking for Terrorblade, because not only does that give us our Demon bonus back, but it also is another Demon Hunter to benefit from the massively increased damage output from Strange Bedfellows. And that would be a pretty easy... Once I find it, I'm just going to level up to 8, because I've got plenty of excess gold. And all of our synergies are pretty well in line. We don't really have the Savage synergy. Maybe that comes with like a Lone Druid, another Druid. Or something along those lines. So I'm just going to pump into level ups here. Should I try to level up first or try to reroll for the Terrorblade first? Probably level up. I think that gives me slightly higher odds of finding the Terrorblade. No, I guess it'll still be 30 even at level 8. You couldn't tell it from that image, but I just knew off the top of my head that at level 8 it's 30. 30% of the tier 3 units. I just put Doom in. I'd have to break up a synergy to put in Doom. And a 1-star Doom is good, don't get me wrong, but 1-star Doom is not substantially better than a 2-star. It's a little bit worse than 2-star Chaos Knight or 2-star Shadow Fiend. Not a ton worse, but a little bit worse. And since I have the 2 stars, we'll keep the 2-star units. In the meantime, just pump up levels. Gives us more odds of finding a 2-star Doom. And then, yeah, this build's looking pretty sweet. So now why does this say that this is active? It's clearly not active. I have more than one type of demon on the board. I don't actually check if when I get into combat does it turn that off? I'll have to check that next combat. Alright, so now we can reroll. We got up to the next level. And I think we just sit here on 50 gold. Any more rerolls, not going to be that helpful. Now the Doom makes our anti-mage hit even harder. Has DPS on par with Queen of Pain, even though she's got a big AoE effect and he doesn't. And now it's going to be even more. Like, look at his autos are hitting over here for like 350 damage. Yeah, it still says I have the demon buff. That's not right. Normally it has like a red line through there, indicating that it's not active. Maybe it just isn't active and it just is a visual thing. In any case, actually, I'm gonna go and move the items around. Well, I'll see what items I get here, but I kind of want to put the attack speed item onto Anti-Mage and the minus armor item onto Luna. I think that makes more sense. Anti-Mage is just doing a lot more damage. But hopefully we find like some other good item here. Oh. What? One reroll gets me all of that? Okay. Yes, please. Now do I level up to 9 next turn to put Terrorblade in? Yeah, why not? I got the gold. I mean, we're going to drop on interest a little bit, but you know what doesn't really matter? If you just have a massive win streak, losing gold to interest, not so important when you're just beating everybody so hard. These items aren't great. Obviously, Final Flash doesn't do anything for me. Blade Mail doesn't actually reduce any damage taken, and Smuggler is a little late for it. I'll pick up Smuggler. Yeah, we're just going to level up. Sure, why not? And I know I'm going to win this round after this level up, so I'm going to sell off the Doom to get up to 29, which means we're going to win up to 30 gold and get 3 gold of interest. If I didn't have a Terrorblade, I wouldn't have leveled up here, but come on, that's insanity that we got the 2-star Doom, the 3-star Treant, essentially, because of the Druid buff. Yeah. This is a massacre. We're gonna be. I wonder how much we're hitting opponents for. Let's check on this guy's board. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. 16. Oh no. Yeah, 16 damage. That's good. I know somebody else on a big win streak too. So hitting them for 16 is pretty big game. Who knows? Maybe we could even get a perfect game here. Alright, so I do want all 3 of the units here, the Queen of Pain, Luna, and Terrorblade. since they obviously are progressing towards 3 stars on Queen of Pain and Luna, and the 2-star on Terrorblade. But I'm going to wait till interest locks in at the start of the round because we're at 41, and I don't want to drop below an interest threshold here. Let's do a little bit of scouting out here. We've got second place player on this kind of all-in, like, scrappy inventors. Oh, that's who we're playing right here. I was about to say, how do we match up against this? I don't know. And that's how we match up against them. We beat them down pretty well. So notice how much lower their net worth is. Sorry, I want to buy these before I forget. Notice how much lower their net worth is. That means they've spent a lot on rerolls. When you use a reroll, it just deducts that 2 gold from your net worth. So when somebody is like dramatically far behind like that, you know they've been rerolling a whole lot. And that generally means that their board is much better. They've got a lot of 2-stars and a lot of 3-star units, or are very close to them. And so that's a little bit scary if you're up against them and are, you know, wondering how strong they are. Whereas somebody, you know, the average here is in like the 160 to 180 range. So like the people at 180 are probably not that ridiculously strong on board. And of course, I'm way up above at 227 because, you know, we haven't lost a round yet. Because I like everything on my board, I'm not really interested in trying to sell for interest here. Interest becomes a little bit less valuable later in the game it goes because it doesn't have as much time to compound, as well as just the fact that, you know, the units, you already know what units you're going to want. So if you don't need to like sell off random things. I don't want to sell off the Queen of Pain because I know I want Queen of Pain. Whereas if I, you know, in the early game, I don't know if I'm going to want something or not. So selling it off is not a big deal. Whereas something that I know is going to stay in our composition and we're trying to get to 3-star, yeah, that's a bigger deal to hold on to. I don't think we're ever going to level up to 10. Like, what could we possibly put in that's a 10th unit? A Savage or a Druid? Oh, wait, or a Savage Warlock? So Venomancer? I mean, I guess. Yeah, Venomancer would be a good 10th unit. Or another 2-star Luna. Or we can just reroll here trying to find 2-star Terrorblade. Maybe, and move Terrorblade back a little bit because he was getting crushed a little bit early because of the elusive units were elusive and invisible. And so no one split the aggro onto Anti-Mage. Yeah, I guess Venomancer might be a reasonable unit to pick up next. Or these mage comps are pretty scary. That almost killed us. Oh boy. They have double unstable reactor, which does that deal magic damage, I wonder? It doesn't really say, but I bet it deals magic damage, and with the mage buff, I'm taking increased magic damage. So that hurts a lot. Is there any way I could fit in like a scaled buff into here? It'd be pretty difficult. I'd have to drop probably the druids. But like a Medusa Tidehunter would be a pretty good replacement for Treant Enchantress here. To try to counter that. I mean, those are just generically good units. So it's not like I'm really stretching to make that work. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'm going to try to do. Assuming, because this person, like, look, the only people I need to be worried about are these top 2 players. The other people are down sub 70 or sub 20%. Those people I don't need to really worry about. I can probably just outlast them unless they get an amazingly absurd comp that I just can never possibly beat, which I don't think is going to be the case. So I should just be teching against these top 2 players, which have Troll Knights, which Tidehunter Medusa is fine against to stun them because all their damage comes from just constantly auto-attacking. And then the mage comp that we're going to want the scaled buff against. Ooh, Radiance. Radiance is like one of the best tier 4 items. Just deals so much damage. I'm going to put Treant a little bit more central with it so that he has the higher potential to hit opponents, hit more units. And he's elusive initially, so His position doesn't really matter that much. There's the Tide and Medusa. I'm gonna wait till we get them to 2-star, obviously, to put them in. And I do want to pick up this Queen of Pain, but I'll wait till interest locks in, or wait till after the fight so that I can put like Shadow Fiend out on the board and kind of make a temporary extra bench space. Well, ain't this a thing? The guy with the full elusive build, and we just sat there staring at each other for a while. Okay. I guess we're gonna lose this. I think. Yeah. How about that? Alright, so our first losses against, what was that, 8, 9 elusives? 8 elusive units. Oh god. What an interesting composition. And they lost, so... Oh, and I got so distracted by that I didn't even notice that I was supposed to buy the Queen of Pain. But that's okay. Don't want those druids. We're onto the Naga, or the scaled buff thing. Yeah, I don't really want to pick up Doom to try to get to 3-star. I'm already trying to get Luna and Chaos Knight and either Shadow Fiend or Queen of Pain. And trying to pick up Doom is just going to be too expensive and too many bench spots required to make that work. Well, I hope that 8 elusive player gets eliminated soon, because I don't know if I can beat them. It's such a weird comp, right? I guess Tidehunter would work. Tidehunter would beat it. Because Tidehunter would still ult, he would still cast, even if there's no target, he would still just do his Ravage as soon as he gets the mana. I think. If he literally doesn't see a single enemy in range, I don't know if he's going to cast. I really wonder about that. I hope he does. Well, in any case, we need to get him to 2-star before we can realistically do a whole lot here. More reroll, nothing. Alright, sell off the Queen of Pain. So yeah, that one elusive player is probably the scariest thing we could have. Let's play around that by just shifting everybody back. That didn't really work. Couldn't get them all back in time. But the idea is if they're all back, that means the elusive players have to take like a second or two to walk forward, which is going to be less time they can be DPSing, obviously, because they, I don't see them, so my guys aren't going to walk forward to go meet them. They're going to have to come to me. So I don't know if that'll work, because apparently we're somehow on a losing streak now against these bottom players that I said we could discount, but I still think we can. I don't think they're going to really compete with us in the late game. So let's do something like this. And then still keep on rerolling, trying to find the Tidehunter and the Chaos. There's the Chaos Knight and the Tidehunter and a Shadow Fiend. Man, that was a good roll. So we'll wait to pick up the Shadow Fiend, and then on round... Actually, I don't even really need to level up to put Tide Medusa in. I guess I'll hold on to the Treant Protector. Maybe I should have been picking up Treant Protectors to try to get him to 3-star, so that if I level up to 10. But if I level to 10, I'm probably going to want to just put like somebody like Enigma in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Losing everybody all of a sudden. Well, I think with the Tidehunter Medusa upgrade, we'll start beating them. We still have a massive life total lead. That's why we're playing it very greedy. Everyone's dropping... Well, most people are dropping below 50, and we're just going to keep on getting that maximum interest here. Still trying to find Medusa 2-star. And pick up Treant after the round starts. And then I guess Radiance has to go on Chaos Knight now. He's going to be much more resilient than Treant in a lot of cases here, since he's got, you know, he has more health than even Treant has at 2-star or at 3-star, plus the Knight bonus when he's next to Luna. So pick up that Treant just in case. I don't know if I'm going to bench space for him. We may end up selling him off. Refresher Orb. Hell yo. Very good one to put on a Tidehunter. Which I may just put in right now. Even a 1-star Tidehunter is probably pretty reasonable. Come on. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Or not a second Tidehunter. Let's get the scaled buff because one of the players still remaining has that mage buff that we want to try to cancel out. And Tidehunter is still just a pretty good unit. I think this maybe is a slight downgrade. Let's see if he casts. He's not going to get mana. Oh, he's not going to get mana in the first 3 seconds. That was what I was wondering about. Is he going to get mana and then will he do his ult even if there are no enemies in range? Or like no enemies that he sees? I don't know the answer to that. Ugh. Even this backup situation was not great. What? I took so 18. Uh-oh. What's the DPS looking like?
Ready for a bit of fun, Nova?
Chaos Knight and Shadow Fiend at the top. I need to reroll a lot. Sweet. I need to clear up space so that I could try to get something like this Medusa upgraded. I actually should put this Blightstone over on Medusa because she'll spread out the Blightstone trigger with her split shot effect. Ooh, Tidehunter did not trigger. Not at all. Uh-oh. This is not going well. So what's the problem here? How have we been on this massive losing streak where we're taking like 15 plus every turn? I think it's Chaos Knight and Luna aren't next to each other. So we're not really getting... They aren't really, not getting the Knight's buff. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But we'll try moving them up again and see if that does anything different. And let's just reroll a lot here, trying to get our 3 stars. We're pretty much ignoring interest and ignoring ever getting to level 10. Yeah, I shouldn't have bought that Treant. Because I'm just too low on life. And we're starting to lose a lot. There's a Terrorblade. Come on, there's a Tidehunter. Thank you. Jesus. Alright, now we got the Tidehunter. Now we should be good. Oh wait, I have a second Treant. Maybe I should have kept Treant. I don't know. Oh well. Do we start winning now? Barely. Barely. Oh well, we beat this guy by 17, so maybe I don't care that much. And then Urko got defeated by the Troll Knights. Oh, and the elusive player is gone. Okay, sweet. And now we're just trying to get these last units to 3-star here. And we get them in the same roll. Alright, we're done. It's our build. We got there. We didn't need multiple Terrorblades to carry us this time. Our Terrorblade was kind of an afterthought in most cases, really. But this was another variation on how to build Demon Hunters, and it worked pretty well initially. And if we can win one more fight, which I think we do here, because we got double Tidehunter Ravage, we'll probably pick up the win. I feel like I haven't actually played against this. Oh no, I have played against the Troll Knights player. But they beat me. Uh-oh. Maybe I need to adjust position of where my Tidehunter is. It's a creep round, so I'll be able to hopefully pick up a better item for Medusa or Doom. Better item for one of those two. And then I can start scouting out positioning, trying to counter them with my anti-mage. They may have swapped up their positioning a little bit, so I'll check after this round's over. And I still want to keep Chaos Knight roughly central due to the Radiance and any other considerations in positioning. Medusa and Shadow Fiend also roughly center. Oh, Heart of Tarask or Moonshard. Both are really strong. Let's go with Heart of Tarask. I think Moonshard might be better, but I want to put Heart of Tarask on Anti-Mage and just watch him be invincible. And then I'll put this out on Medusa so she gets her attack speed quicker. Alright, so we're going to want... We don't want our key units in the middle because that's where they're... like humans are. So like they have Omni Knight and Dragon Knight, which are humans and are going to be auto attacking like our Tidehunter, and we don't want that to happen because then it might silence them, which would not be good. And just like look at this anti-mage, just actually unkillable. Man, Heart of Tarask is sweet. Regenerating, what is it, 30 health per second? Or 2%, 60 health per second. He's healing 60 health per second and has 3,000 health. Yeah, he's gonna be a good carry. Tidehunter actually was still getting aggro on because the anti-mage was right in front of the Omni Knight, and it was, since the Omni Knight was invisible, it was just swapping targets over to the next closest one, which was Tidehunter. But by putting it on this side, now they don't get to. Tidehunter's not getting the refresher orb off, which is a little problematic. Dying a little bit too quick. Oh, we're losing here. Oh no. Anti-Mage got focus fired a little bit too much. But hey, we beat them. We're down to 1%. So what if I just like shift everybody off to the right another step? Something like this. And then well, assuming they're keeping their formation the same, I want to put my anti-mage in front of the Dragon Knight, which is going to be right here. And their Chaos Knight should move around, hit my Tidehunter. Yes. Oh no, but we got silenced because Dragon Knight moved over to hit Tidehunter. Oh. That was on their board though, but on our board, I think we're still okay. Yeah, we're still okay. But do we beat them? No. Okay, we need... It's so tough because we need Tidehunter to get hit, but not hit by humans. So it's like, how do we manage this? I think we put Terrorblade up front. He's been kind of a forgotten element of our game plan, right? And then I am actually getting close. This game's going on long. We're going to around 39, and on around 41 I can level up again for 25 gold. I guess I could do it now for 30, but I don't think that would be worth it because I don't have anybody good to put in. So we're going to wait till next round to do that. Yes, our Tidehunter got Refresher Orb off. I didn't scout out their position, which could have been disastrous. I was too busy thinking about leveling up. And it looks like actually moving Terrorblade into the middle, that worked really well. But not on their board. Interesting. Okay, so now who do we want to put in? A second Terrorblade? Another Elusive? Another Tidehunter? Another Warlock? A lot of options. I guess a second Terrorblade would probably be the best. It's possible you even get like expanded roster and we're able to do crazy things. We can get 2 things in. Alright, well we're going to pump up levels here as soon as combat starts so that we tick up to level 10 next round so we get the higher or the better recruitment rates when we level up here. Because we'll already be 10 when it gives us our choices, so we'll have the higher chance of finding the 5 cost units. Something like Enigma or, I mean, a second Tidehunter. Probably Enigma is the best choice because of their knights. Alright, we did not get one. Oh, these are terrible options. I guess Dagon. Battle Fury is just really weak, all things considered. It doesn't actually do a whole lot for you. Alright, so we're looking for Enigma or I guess Techies. I mean, I'd take any 2-star 5-cost unit at this point. Get rid of Terrorblade, just trying to find. There's an Enigma. Alright, let's see if Enigma's good enough. If he can even get mana to cast. He probably will. Both Tidehunters trigger at the same time, so we're all stunned. Ours triggers a second time, but it doesn't hit their trolls in the back left, which is a little problematic. And Enigma never triggered. But we still won. How much healing was done? Shadow, not a lot. Not a lot of healing. Okay. This is a close match. They are refusing to die, despite the fact we keep on winning. Alright, nothing here. So, I think we need to move Tidehunter a bit more centrally located. And then maybe leave Enigma off to one side. And then pull back the Shadow Fiend to the opposite side to avoid their Tidehunter, so that he can actually cast in a reasonable amount of time. Alright, our Tidehunter triggered. Our Enigma triggered on his corner, which is not ideal, but it works. And we got there. And do we win? Yes! Woohoo! We got there! That was way tougher than I would have assumed given our start. And we got to rank up to Big Boss 4. Feels good. Continuing our climb up to Lord of Whitespire with Demon Hunters of all things, which I normally don't recommend, but you know, when you get triple anti-mage right off the bat, plus Strange Bedfellows, you got to do it. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you can keep up to date with all my Dota Underlords content. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time. See you then.